last story here. All right, so this is a story out of the UK. So, a 17-year-old white kid in the UK, him and his girlfriend, I think she's around the same age, they made, and I wanted to express this story because, again, I think the racism that we deal with in America, I think it happens all around the world, and I think it's a societal problem where I think young white children learn how to be disrespectful to us. They learn how to be neglectful towards us. They learn how to be hateful towards us, sometimes based on their parents and what they learn. But I think sometimes it's just cutting on the TV. It's just seeing how we're treated. It's just reading a history book that has me as a slave and have you as a master. Psychologically, that can make someone feel like they're superior to you. You know what I'm saying? So, 17-year-old kid in the UK. Him and his white girlfriend gets a black autistic kid. This is a black autistic kid, right? There's a video of this too. He gets a black autistic kid to go down to his shoe and kiss his shoe. So this is a kid who obviously there's something wrong with him. You can look at him and tell there's something going on with him, you know what I mean? And him and his girlfriend, him and the white kid and his girlfriend is constantly berating him and telling him, you know what I mean? Get out on the ground, kiss my shoes. Now the autistic black kid ultimately goes down to the ground and actually kisses this dude's shoes, right? Now, they are trying to say that it wasn't racially motivated, but the black kid had another kid with him, and the white boy told the other kid, I'll slap the 50 shades of black off of you, pal. You know what I mean? So in my opinion, this was definitely a racialized event. If it was a white kid who had autism, I don't think he would do that to him. I don't think he would see him that way. And it's important that we note, this is in the UK, family, so this ain't even in the United States. So understand that a lot of young children are being socialized to believe that we're inferior. A lot of young children are being socialized to believe that we should be below them to a degree, right? Now, the kicker to me, because some people will say kids will be kids. This is just some shit that'll happen. It could have been any two color kids doing some shit like this. Unfortunately, family, in 2020, I don't think like that no more. If there's some shit going on with somebody black, I gotta look deep into that shit to see what really happened, because unfortunately we're treated differently way too often now. Granted, everything isn't about race. I'm not one of those people who think every single incident involving somebody black and somebody white is produced because of a racial type hatred. I do not think that. But unfortunately, right? Unfortunately, I live in America. And if you do the history, all too often, horrible incidents involving black and white people, the antithesis of this incident has been race related. So I don't say everything is because of race. I just don't take race off the table. I'm not going to be that naive to see something happen and say, well, no, it couldn't have been. No. It's a possibility it wasn't. But if it happens and it's a situation where I feel it was racially motivated, I'm going to speak on it. Now, ultimately, these kids was charged with common assault and racially aggravated assault. But ultimately, the racially aggravated assault charge was dropped. Right? And all they were charged with was common assault. And look at what the actual fine was. This is the kicker to me. This is why I think this is where white supremacy comes into play, family. Because to me, this is white authority protecting white children. Seeing a child as a child and disciplining him as such. But we all know if you black and you 12, you a grown motherfucker. Right? Let's be honest. If you're black and you're 12 in America, you're grown. Tamir Rice was a child that got shot, right? But to me, cops didn't see 12-year-old. They seen grown man, black gun, right? Grown nigga, black gun, right? So this kid has to pay 50 euros to the black kid. And dig this, I didn't even know this shit was a possibility when dealing with police. He has to sign a good behavior contract. Has anybody ever heard about some shit like this? Let me know. Family, in the comments, let me know. Have you ever heard of some shit called a good behavior contract? In any, now this could be some UK shit. Let's clarify and provide context. This is in the United Kingdom. This is in Europe. So it's quite possible something that they created and used. But in any time in history, have you ever seen your cousin or your brother do some shit where they had to call the police, broke out some windows, got into a badass fight, stole some shit from a store? Have you ever, because this is all things adolescent kids do, right? Black, white, whoever, right? Have you ever seen them be presented with a goddamn good behavior contract? So you just sign a contract saying I'm gonna be good now? That's all? That's it? Now you tell me, if you a white kid who like doing bad shit, if you like making motherfuckers kiss your feet like you're show enough, right? How would that play in your psyche if you know the only thing I have to do if I do some bad shit is my mom have to give 50 euros and I just gotta sign a contract? Come on, family. Come on, family. The fact that he told one kid, I'll slap the 50 shades of black off you, that's a racialized comment. The racially aggravated assault charge should have stuck. But you know why it didn't stick, family? Because they looking at that white child like, we can't do this to no white child. He'll learn. He'll get better. He'll improve. He could have been having a bad day. Right? This is all the kind of the bullshit they'll put into play for a white kid. But it's all too often in my community growing up. My brother went to jail at 11 years old over, he was playing marbles. I think he stabbed a girl a little bit, like she didn't die or she didn't have to go to the hospital. He stabbed her a little bit, but he was 11 years old, right? In this, should he have got in trouble or something have happened to him? Sure. But this incident sparked his lifelong entry into the prison system. Like, once he got to jail at 11, that was normal to him. Jail became normal to him. So he internally, mentally thought, okay, jail ain't shit. I can just, if I'll do whatever and I just got to go to jail, so what? You see what I'm saying? So if my brother would have been given a behavioral contract and my mom just had to pay a few dollars, maybe he wouldn't have seen it like that. Maybe he wouldn't have been so intrigued with the jail part. Maybe he would have seen, okay, maybe just my mom whooping his ass could have did it. Okay, behavioral contract, and boom, whoop his ass, keep in the house a few days. Maybe that could have made him say, okay, crime ain't for me, or doing shit that's negative ain't for me, right? You know what I'm saying? But he was put into an institution at such a young age, I don't even think he had a shot. You see what I'm saying? So we need to realize that our kids are treated differently based on how they look. Fact. And I'm in Sacramento, California. If you're in the south side of my city, where it's mostly ethnic people, where it's black and Mexican primarily, Asian a little bit, well, all three, but rarely a lot of white people. If you are dealing with the Sacramento Unified Public School System, you got to be on the lookout for this type of shit, because your kid can go to school, and we are dealing in our school systems in my city, like a lot of school systems across the country, the majority of the teachers are white women. I think 90% of the teachers are white women who don't come from the community. So they're going to treat your children a particular way based on the stereotypes that they were raised around, based on what they see on CNN, based on the fact, like I said a little bit earlier, they don't live with us. They don't live around us, right? So the racialized shit is being aggravated because of the situation, because they don't know you like that, because they don't know your community like that. You know what I mean? So that's why Melanated Fathers of America is so important to me, family. That's why it's so important that we teach our children about history. That's why it's so important that we begin to have our family set up the right way. That's why it's so important that we just don't impregnate every goddamn woman that we see. That's why it's so important that we try our best to have a man and a woman in the household. Like, all this ties in. Now, I'm not going to come down on my community and say the reason why shit is all fucked up is because we don't have dads in the house. That's a part of it, but there's a systematic effort. Like, a long time ago, a systematic effort was put into play to take our men out of the home, whether it be with the penitentiary system, whether it be with Lyndon B. Johnson's welfare initiative. These things didn't fare good for us. Now, of course, everybody didn't fall for that. Some people seen the trap. Some people seen how